Hey, what's up, everyone? Welcome back. I'm Justin from Is This Scary, Wisconsin, joined here tonight by my best friend Gage, his girlfriend Jenna, and my girlfriend Lynn. We had a chance to go to the Dead of Spring event at Green Bay Fear recently. Now, normally we all go through and talk about different aspects of the hunt, what we thought, give it some scores, average things out, final thoughts, and we bring it home. But tonight, my girlfriend is running a bit of a migraine, so we wanted to get her thoughts quickly, and then we're going to get her off the call, and then the adults will talk.
Wow. Okay.
I couldn't resist the opportunity to sling some crap. Anyway, Lynn, so this was our first haunted house together. Now, have you ever been through the Green Bay Fear haunted house even during season? Have you ever been through that at all before?
No, not during season.
Okay, so this was like your first time ever going through this haunted attraction or even part of it.
Correct.
Okay, so as a first-time customer, we're going to leave the Dead of Spring vampires and the violence and all that stuff aside for a second. What did you think about the interior of the house, and what did you think about, like, when you're standing outside walking up the steps to the house? Give me your thoughts, just overall impressions of the house itself.
I like the way that they had it all lit up and they had the little fire pit to keep warm. That was a nice little thing. But I like the little walkway and the way that they kind of lit up the house to kind of look a little bit spooky, but not like over the top.
Yeah, so the outside of the house had a really nice aesthetic with the snow that just fell earlier that day. Am I right?
Yeah, that looked nice. Yeah.
Yeah,
The snow.
it was really cool. So, Lynn, what did you think walking through the house? Just some of the different set pieces, just some of the different look inside of the house. What were your thoughts?
They had a bunch of different variety. They had like the experiment room, and then they had where, they might have a hanging body, cages. So they had a variety of things. So there was something different in every room.
Good, 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 good. So, your overall experience at Dead of Spring. Tell me about some of the actor interactions
Is
we
everyone
had.
here? Is that just Justin's internet?
Yeah.
I'm here.
Well,
I think he's cutting out.
I'm here.
Yeah.
No, I got you guys full.
okay, yeah, you were cutting in and out for a bit, but you're good now.
Well,
Go ahead.
hopefully
continue.
my recording isn't. What's up? So, what were your what did you think of like the actor to actor interactions and what we saw inside of the house with the actors, Lynn?
They were really on point. They were, right up at you in your face.
Would you be willing to say so in your face?
So in your face that you would physically can get, clung.
Stay quiet, Desu-chan thing.
But it was still fun. I mean, it wasn't like they're gonna try and knock you on,
Yeah.
ground.
Yeah, I don't
They're not
think.
real.
Yeah. I don't think I don't think that contact you had with that actor was on purpose. To be
No, it
fair.
was just both of us being at the same place at the same time, or the wrong place at the wrong time,
Yep.
and clunk. But he never fell out of character.
That was nice.
That's
Yeah,
the important part.
Yeah, I was watching for that too. I was like, break character. I was like, come on, break character. You can do it. It's okay. You can do it.
He did grab my shoulders, but it was more of almost saying, "I'm sorry,"
or like,
or "Am I okay?"
yeah, to check on you to make sure you're okay.
And he kind of flipped his head over a little bit to kind of look a little bit like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's good. That's good. That's good. So, how would you say was your overall experience at Green Bay Fear's Dead of Spring?
It's definitely to go to, and I'm looking forward to the actual haunts and the Halloween.
Awesome, Lynn. Well, thanks for joining us tonight. I hope you feel better, and we're gonna get on to the rest of the review. It's great to have you. Thanks for taking time out of your day to come on here and give us your thoughts.
Thank you. You guys have fun. Bye.
Bye.
Hi, Lynn.
Oh, well, now that she's gone, the adults can play. I'm
We can
just
actually get
kidding.
on to
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. So,
Wait, is Gage old enough for this conversation?
well, he might not be. Gage, did you want to leave too?
Okay, cradle robber. Calm down.
Okay, I think these two need to have an adult conversation off the channel. That's all.
Let's get out of this review.
Yeah, let's talk about it, guys. Dead of Spring. So we showed up at what, 8:30?
Yeah, let's give around, give or take.
Yeah,
Call it
and
dead of spring, but boy, did it feel like dead of winter.
yeah,
Yeah, what
especially
the heck?
especially after all the snow we had. But
They expected a trace to 5. I know everyone from watching is probably going to be from Green Bay, but they say a trace to 5 inches. What was it, 15 inches?
Justin, I think you were right when you said 0 to 47 inches.
yeah, that was my official.
You were the
prediction.
best meteorologist that day.
I am, well, remember, guys, I'm the best meteorologist because I don't get paid to do it.
Exactly.
Honesty is always free from me. Anyway, like I was gonna say, dead of spring. You know, we kind of knew what to expect, but I have to be honest with you guys. I was pleasantly surprised going through that house. A lot of the actor interactions were what I was looking for / hoping for. However, as I got to the later portions of the house, I found myself going, well, this is a nice change of pace. I'm wondering if either of you had that experience.
Yeah. Yeah, it seemed like it changed a little bit from October when we were last there.
I'm definitely glad. Oh, go ahead.
It was nice. Your turn.
I was pretty glad to see that. I wasn't really expecting us to be spoiled with a little prelude into the next year. Or not next year, but next season. I thought it would just be what you normally would expect from that house, just with the little dark and vampirish flair, whatever the hell you want to call it. So it was pretty cool. I don't really, obviously, don't want to say much.
Yeah. So Green Bay Fear made some really cool changes. And not going to get too deep into it, but the changes they did make, you know, it's like, right, sometimes you go through a haunted house, it's like, oh, we changed this, and we did this, and we did that. And it's like, yeah, but are your changes really relevant? Like, it just seems like this is all little nitpicky stuff, and it's not really special. There's some things that they added and turned around a little bit that it made me kind of look at it and go, huh, this really makes this room creepy. Like, this is a nice addition. This is quite solid. So I guess I'll just give my right down the list here. We're doing scenery, sounds, scares, and actors, and then was it fun? So for me, the scenery, actually, I'm going to give it 100. I liked the changes they made. I liked what they kept. And when I go through the house, I don't... There's always something that makes me kind of look at it and go, yeah, that's a nice touch. Yeah, that's a nice addition. And that's important. Whereas sometimes I walk through some of these houses and I go, oh, it's the same shit I saw last year. You know? So it was nice. They had nice little changes that just kept me interested. And man, they had some really nice switch ups at the end that really had like me excited as we were going through. I remember kind of looking over and going, oh, this is nice. They can do a lot with this year. I know some of their actors and actresses, and I know they've got some good opportunities here. So for me, scenery on this night was 100. Gage, go ahead and talk about scenery. I guess we'll just do it. We'll just do it section by section like we usually do.
Sure. So scenery. So going through the haunt, of course, sticking with the theme that they got vampires, and we kind of discussed this, that with vampires, going to come darkness. And they really did a great job with blending darkness with their original haunt. Scenery, they really did pick off, and we did speak to the gal out front near the line, and she did tell us that how they portrayed the scenery as if it's like a sequel to last year. And what they did was it was pretty cool because in the first room they even had those like studio lights as if they just got done filming that trailer for the haunt, and then bam, you're right into it. So for scenery, you know, it was honestly the same haunt up until the end.
Yeah.
I would have liked to see some other changes, but you know, like I said, this is halfway from the last October year. I mean, haunt season. So it's really not much for me to go off of. Be like, hey, I really wish they would have changed much. And again, I was very pleasantly surprised to see that they did make some changes towards the end. And if I had to give that a number out of 100, I would probably give it an 80. They really did stick with the theme and such. I would have liked to see a little bit more changes. I don't know if that's fair for me to say it, but I feel like I would have really enjoyed it if I saw a little bit more in the beginning. But in the end, that was awesome. I'm glad they did change some things, because if they didn't, I'd probably honestly give it a 60. But an 80, I think, is a really fair assessment. That I think they did great with scenery.
Yeah, I don't think that's unfair. I don't think that's unfair. Jenna,
Go ahead, Jenna.
scenery.
Okay. I will give it a 90. I loved the way the house looked as soon as you walked up. It was gorgeous. And someone help me out. Was I too distracted by that? Or was there like an intro or something?
There was no intro.
Okay.
Just
I
like
think-
someone getting got right in the beginning.
I know. I think I was just a little lost, and I don't know if that was part of just how they laid it out, like you were just dropped in the middle of the storyline. But I think by the second time we went through it, I caught on to everything that they were doing. So I don't know if I missed something, if I was just distracted by the beauty of everything outside. I loved everything leading up to the house, and I thought everybody did a great job. I liked the different scenes. I still appreciate what they had there that was similar to what we've seen before, because I think they're still good parts of the house.
Absolutely, no question. No question. I agree with you 100%.
Yeah, thank you. But I think everything that flowed in and out of the house was really nice, and I appreciated the darkness as it played into the story also.
So let's talk about that for a second.
I want to add, though, that outside, I didn't mention that. The scenery for the outside was spectacular. I was really glad to see the lights. And I told them they did a really good job with adding the snow, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how they got all that snow in there.
I know,
Do you think
right?
they
did
truck
really
it
good
in?
Like all day.
So, yeah.
Yeah, it's
no,
almost
I'm glad you
almost
brought
like
that
they
up.
spent all day from 6:30 a.m. until about 3 in the afternoon trucking in snow. All right. Let's talk about that darkness for a second before we move on. That's something they did with Dead of Winter.
Dead of Winter, yeah.
And they brought it back for Dead of Spring. I like that.
Mm-hmm.
When I go through a haunted house, right, like, I'm okay if one or two of the rooms are, like, bright, cheerful, in your face, you see everything. But I shouldn't always be able to see everything going on here. You know what I mean? I shouldn't always be able to see every freaking actor before they come running out. And that's one of my biggest gripes with some other haunts is it's like, I know you're behind that tombstone, dude. Like, I can see your shadow. You know what I'm saying, though? So,
Yeah.
when you're going through and the house has, like, the lights all dimmed, it's barely lit, that's when it gets creepy. And I really enjoyed that about Dead of Winter and Dead of Spring. So they did it on both of them where they played with the darkness and they let you wonder. And that also opened them up for great opportunities for misdirection scares. Hey, I'm over here. Rah! You know, like very, very, very good. And some of the actors, even they were so still, you didn't know they were actors. It was good. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it a lot. And I think that darkness is very, very important. And I would, very seriously, I know Green Bay Fear watches all of our videos. I don't expect you to change the haunt based on everything I say. Like, that would just not be realistic. But I would love to see you guys play with darkness a little bit more in some of your rooms. I love that when you go in that hallway and it's like pitch black. Now you need to have somebody like in there whispering in your ears, or you need to have little sound devices that get right in your ears. There's so much opportunity there for the main season haunt, and it just got me so excited. I like what they did with the darkness. Gage, your thoughts?
On the darkness?
Yeah. Sorry for nerding out. I really enjoyed it.
You're right. Like I said, that plays into the vampire theme. With the darkness, you know, I felt like when it came to a lot of those rooms, the fact that I can't see shit, I love. All right, a lot of the stuff that I can't see, it really, plays in the theme. It plays in the whole, what the hell could be around that corner? It makes it spooky. Honestly, I can't really say much other than that's how it should be. And if we can go ahead and make that and integrate that into some future haunts or future rooms, why not? I'm glad that I think last year when we did do the Dead of Winter, they did add that dark hallway. I think that's when they first debuted that little room.
It was last year when they had their little twisty turn. Yep.
Yeah, that's when they debuted that. So I really wish they had a lot more darker rooms, and that's a great way to slow down groups. That's a great way to kind of tone down the production value in certain rooms and then to up it in the other ones. Because if you just make it one dark hallway, that's spooky enough as it is. You don't have to have some weird design. I mean, some cool designs and decorations and all that.
I agree with you.
Yeah, I made Gage go first.
She was rusty. She was definitely rusty going into the haunt. The whole time I felt her jumping and grab my arm and moving
Jenna, did you get scared?
Oh.
Yes.
Yes,
Oh.
a lot.
Oh, they got you.
Gage could always tell.
She was grabbing my arm. I could feel her pulling it or jolting, and I'm like, that's why you made me go first. Okay, because she was so confident, strutting her stuff, walking up to the house. But as soon as we got through that first little intro room to go into the hallway, she's like, Gage, go ahead. Take the lead. I'm good. Go ahead. So yes, the darkness very much got her.
Meanwhile, Lynn's like, I got this! Kicks in the door. 12 gauge shotgun.
Kicks it open. Ash, Evil Dead. Yeah. What's the next one on our list here? So we have...
Well, we have...
Scares.
Yeah, we have senior scares. Well, we already know yours for scares, Jenna, because apparently you got
Well, I'm just
scared.
saying, like, all the darkness that we were talking about, it played into the scare factor.
It was awesome.
I thought it was good.
Yeah.
I'll give it a 95 for scares. I got scared a few times. There were some where I was almost anticipating it just from being in the house and kind of knowing the layout of it, at least in the beginning,
Yep.
and kind of knowing what to expect. Some of them, yeah, okay, they got me a little bit. But there are other ones where I was expecting. Some, they still got me, or it was something new.
Yeah.
And I know Gage got scared at least one time.
Sure.
Which is good. Whoever scared Gage, good job.
Oh,
I got scared
is
when I
this
went
where
with
we
Justin.
is this where we come out and say, if you could scare Gage, you're really doing a good job. He's the hardest to scare.
And
I think
meanwhile, on that
It was
poll on
timing.
Instagram,
Timing was everything.
Yeah.
everyone thought I'm the one that got scared the most. I'm like, and I'm scared of the dark. I'm like, guys.
No, everybody
Oh,
thought
you
you're
were
afraid. Everybody
scared.
thought you were afraid of the dark.
Oh,
That's-
and I scare easy. We made one since who doesn't get as scared or whatever it was, and everyone voted you, Justin.
No,
Really?
Gage.
I think it's because they see me walking through there with my hands in my hoodie, and I just kind of like I let the actors run at me, and I just like ignore them, and I think that kind of like. I mean, I'm like, dude, you're doing your job. Do your scare. Do your best to scare me. If you actually get a reaction out of me, you really did good. Because I know you can't touch me. I know you can't hurt me. So chances are I'm not gonna like respond, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's just, I'm sorry, it's just how I am. I'm not trying to be that guy that's like, I ain't scared of shit, bro. I was in the military. I'm a big tough guy. I'm not trying to be that guy. But I'm mainly watching, okay, where did this actor come from? How are they playing their character? I'm watching scenery, the way the actors interact with the scenery. So I'm really not interested in some guy or girl running at me with a hammer that I know they're not going to hit me with. And if they do hit me with, I'm done anyway. So like, what can I do, really? But yeah, I was actually surprised that they thought you were the one who's afraid of the dark.
So, but on a scare factor, how would you play that into the haunt?
I'm an 85 for scares. They didn't
You're an
get
80?
they didn't get me
85?
too much. They didn't get me too much. I will say this. And I'm going to get into, like, when I get into VIP actor, I want to talk about that a little bit too. But for scares, not so much scary as it was hella creepy. One of the actors kind of followed us and went and crawled under like one of their little like wagons or whatever outside of the haunt. And I heard him wrestling around, so I looked back and here he is like crawling out from under the wagon, like looking up at me, like pawing towards me. I was like, you know what? You didn't scare me, but you damn sure creeped me out. Because if I saw that anywhere else, I would have either run the other way or I'd have come and punted you in the head. So that was awesome. The creep factor was through the roof. It was very good. So I'll give him 85 for that. That was well done. That actor definitely saved the scare for me. Definitely. So I got to go 85 on scares.
So, for scares, I would say
You got scared.
I
You got scared, so you can't say 50,
I got
bro.
scared. No, I got scared each time. I feel like I got scared most in the second, and I feel like when you and I went a second time, holy shit, they didn't hold anything back with you and I, Justin.
I mean, they
did it.
They don't have
They
to.
did it when I was with Jenna and you were with Lynn. They weren't going as crazy as it was when we went in a second time. The reason why I say that is because in the scare factor for this one, the main jump scare room, and I'm not going to say it, but anyone who goes to haunted houses knows that the main jump scare room is a certain hallway with a little surprise, not a little surprise, a big surprise at the end. Prior to us going into that little hallway, I knew this guy was right there. I saw him. I look back at you, Justin, because I'm laughing at whatever you said. You did something.
I said they were gonna throw that girl up into the meat grinder, and you're like, bro.
Yeah, whatever. And I look back, the actor that was right there, he got in my face, and if you've known me from any past reviews, the great way to scare me is for me not to notice you. But the thing is, I knew the guy was there, so I'm surprised it got me. But he got in my face, and as I turn around, I see his eyes right into mine, and it made me do the jump back thing. Like, it made me jump backwards. I was not expecting that.
It was good. It was good.
That was the biggest scare there. The first time I went with Jenna, and Bree and Shane. That is his name, right?
Shane, yeah.
Yes.
Okay. And Shane, towards the end, somebody just threw something at the wall, and that scared me. I don't know why it did, but that did it. But it wasn't like it wasn't a surprise like that. It was more like okay, cool.
It was probably more like I can't believe they threw something.
It's a surprise reaction, not like a scare, I would say. There's a surprise and a scare. That was a surprise. But like I said, second time through, guy got in my face. That was a scare. If I had to get that a rating out of 100, I'm giving that a 90 because that really did get me. If you want 100, you gotta make me go, oh shit! Like that's
what I liked
was
is that dude was like standing in that doorway, and then he would like slowly walk away. And of course, as you're walking to that doorway, you're like, he's not going to just come back out, is he? And by the time you're thinking that, he's like, rah! And you're like, oh, shit! He got me. You know, because we can all act like big tough guys all we want, but he got us, right? Like, it was a good one. It was good.
I admit it. If you scared me, I will point out, like, you got me. You scared me.
And then
nice
when we went down that hallway, and you, of course, the one big scare happens.
Yeah.
I knew it was coming. And I let Lynn go first on purpose. And when it happened, she was kind of like, "Hi!" And like she turned to me. She's like, "That." She's like, "That was good." She like turns. She's like, "That was good. That was good." I'm like, "Yeah, okay." If they get Lynn, because that's all she does is watch horror movies. Like that. I swear to God, it's on her TV 24/7. So.
Well, yeah, 90 out of 100 for me.
Awesome.
If you want that 100, you gotta make me shout, "Oh shit!" That's
Oh
100.
shit!
Oh shit!
Yeah. So,
I found out my coping mechanism for when I got scared the second time around, because I think I got scared more times. I giggled right in their face.
a lot of people laugh when they're uncomfortable or when they're scared. That's a real thing.
If you heard me giggle like that, it's because you got me really good.
Yeah. Let's talk about sounds. So I was gonna come into this with like a 50 for sounds, right? I was gonna go real hard on them on this one. But you know what? I don't want a bunch of music. And realistically, they shouldn't have music playing in there at all during something like this. You're walking in and it's supposed to be total chaos. Vampires killing people, eating people, feeding on the members of the family.
Like who had time to go activate a stereo set? You know what
right?
I mean?
But that's what it's supposed to be. Screaming, biting, like sucking blood, killing. That's what it is supposed to be. It's not supposed to be anything else. Now, the one guy had a cap gun, and it was like, I don't know why my bullets aren't working. It was like, pop, pop, pop. And it was cool, but we could have done a lot better. We could have done CO2 pistols. We could have done airsoft guns. We could have done anything else that could have been a little bit better than a little cap gun, basically. But that was my only gripe. Sounds, I'm a 90. I liked it. I did. It shouldn't have had music or haunt music or any of that crap. People are being killed, dragged off, murdered, fed on. That's what you're supposed to hear and see. You're not supposed to hear a bunch of that would have ruined it. That would have sucked. Kudos to them for not doing that. I'm done, by the way. That was good. That was it.
Yeah, I agree with you.
I feel like we gotta pass this talking stick. Be like, here you go. All right, your turn. You can talk
Only
now.
we're in the same room.
Get used to it, is all I'm gonna say. All right, go ahead, Jenna.
Get very used to it.
That's fine. I agree with you, Justin. A lot of times I get too overwhelmed by all of the noise. It's just too much when you're trying to focus on the scenery, the actors, the layout, the story, and when there's all of this loud banging, clanging overload music, it's too much to...
Let me ask you, Jenna, if they had had big, loud in your ears, like you get when we go to some of those other haunts, if they had had that, it would have been totally out of place.
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah, so I think they did well with just having the sound of their voices.
Yeah, and people getting murdered.
And their dialogue and...
Yeah. I thought it was good.
Yeah. I'll give them a 95. Yeah.
I'm really glad that you brought a lot of that up, Justin, because I was almost about to give him a bomb of a sound, because I'm thinking there was practically nothing other than the actors, and a few papping sounds from somebody's force multiplier. And that's all that I really expected. They did have a few like electricity sounds, I believe, in the laboratory rooms and stuff like that. But like I said, I was about to bomb them on that one. But you brought up a good point, though, that this being a vampire thing, things are going to the shit. And everything's going crazy and stuff. Like, if I'm thinking sounds, who would have enough time to be like, oh, let's put on some spooky sounds, or let's put on this crazy thing going on? Maybe if I could think of like some sounds that would have been cool, is maybe some screaming, some like screaming sounds in the background, stuff like that.
Why fake any screaming when you have actors that are doing enough of it?
Okay. Well, the only thing that really made me think about that would be the meat grinder room, because that's the kind of room where you expect to hear loud machinery or some like screams, like people being shredded and stuff.
I'll feel you on that. One thing that would be nice is if they had people screaming from if they had like the sound of voices calling for help and screaming from inside of that meat grinder bucket. That would be a cool effect. Yeah. That'd be a cool effect.
That is creepy. Yeah. So
and this is how my brain works, and this is why I had problems.
Yeah.
That's why I think or maybe in like the dark hallway, there should
Yeah.
be some whispering or something like
Yeah,
that. Just
yeah,
to, you know, like just something.
Evolution.
I feel
Haunts
I feel
evolve
like that
as
would be a
they
great
go.
touch.
Yeah, yeah. No, I
So
agree with you. I don't totally disagree with you.
I'd give that another 80 as well.
Yeah.
And that's about as good as you can expect when it comes to these actors doing a great job. And I'm really looking forward to the actor portion of this video because that was it. It felt like they were the star of the video.
Yeah.
So again, I gave it an 80, right?
Mhm.
Yep, I give it an 80 out of 100 for the sounds.
Cool. Yeah, actors are interesting on this one because I liked it as much as I liked Dead of Winter when we went to Dead of Winter. But it wasn't really any different. Not that that's bad in this case, because I kind of knew what to expect going into it. I didn't go into it expecting 20 new actors and 20 new outfits and 20 new situations with 20 new sets of dialogue. I didn't expect that. I expected a off-season haunt, vampire themed, like Dead of Winter, and it's exactly what I got. So for me, it's not 100, it's not a 50. For me, actors on this night were a solid 80. It's not bad. Everyone, oh, God gave it an 80. He must have hated our actors. No. It was a solid performance. It was an 80. And I will say that the one guy that was crawling under the wagon, it was creepy as hell. He did a fantastic job. And, yeah, I enjoyed the actor work, but it was nothing that I didn't expect, realistically, outside of the one interaction I had, and that's just not enough for me to be like, oh, 100, oh my God. If I just start giving hundreds away every single portion, there'll be like a Reese's candy bar or something. So, Gage, actors.
I want to ask you one thing though. Out of that haunt experience, out of that house, what would be your MVA of that house?
My best side, I told you, the guy crawling under the wagon.
It was a
No,
guy okay,
no question. They know who they are. They know who they are. They looked right at me. You killed it. And like I said, if I saw you anywhere else other than that property, bro, it'd be on. I wouldn't be playing around. That was creepy. Mm-hmm. That actually made me go, holy shit. Mm-hmm. It was good. It was good. Creep factor was right there.
You know, I've always said it before, and I'll say it again. With Green Bay Fear comes story, and do the actors act and portray this story as well as they did. When it came to all the different rooms, you got the humans take on the vampires, such like that. You got them with their guns and stuff, and the cat guns, pow, 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 they were blasting them. And holy shit, did they just, they did really good. Now, I'm thinking they must have gotten hurt because of how many times I would see an actor throw themselves at, like a vampire actor, throw themselves at a human actor. Like, they'd almost, like, pile drive them into the ground.
Yeah, there was some of that made me go, you okay?
Yeah, that's why I'm thinking, like, I'd have to give that a solid 95. Yeah. Like, how could you not? I'd have to disagree with you there.
Yeah, you know what? I gotta change my score. Gage, you're right. I gotta give it a 90. I gotta change my score. You're right.
They put their bodies on the line for this one. Yeah. And I'm not saying they don't do it and any other.
Yeah, event. But they really do it for the Dead of events.
Yeah, because it's like a zombie, like throwing themselves at someone, or said a vampire. Especially out in the garden area where I'm seeing these guys getting close to me. They're crawling. They're putting their hands through the fence. And then right when we got to the end, going towards the rat room, they had that one guy, and that was the one vampire going after the guy. I'm trying to think of like the reference they're trying to go off with that character, Stan Van Helsing or something like that.
Yeah, Van Helsing.
Yeah, Helsing. Like, that's the kind of vibe I was getting from that actor playing, like, guiding us through the garden. Yeah. And he says, he's out of ammo. He's like, "Oh, motherfucker!" He obviously didn't say that, but he's like, "I'm gonna take you on." He gets out his bat, and they're just wailing at each other, and then they're just going. And he's like, "Run, save yourself!" Like I'm thinking.
I mean, you can still, even if it's planned, you can still get hurt play fighting.
You can. I feel like at one point I heard one of them say, "Are you okay?" Like to the other actor because they didn't realize how hard they hit them. I believe I could be wrong, I could be imagining it, but I thought that happened at one point. So when it comes to the actors, and again, a 95 out of 100, that was damn near perfect.
Yeah, I'll adjust my score. You're right.
My MVA of that night, though, would have to be the one like I was talking about earlier, the one going into the main jump scare room, but the one that just got in my face. I don't even think he intentionally did it, but still, he did it, and it scared the hell out of me. It made me jump back. Didn't make me go, "Oh shit!" It made me jump back, and I really appreciate that. That made my money's worth. That gave me a good $10 scare right there, I think. So that would be my MVA actor. I want to say I know what your actor is. I mean, what your character is, but you know who you are. Jenna, I pass the talking stick to you.
Jenna.
Thanks. I thought they did an excellent job with interacting and reacting like actors should do. It kept you captivated with the whole story, just how they were working so well as a team, and they had the good chemistry all throughout. You make a very good point. It could be dangerous, and if there's
it's almost like a dance.
It's so much that you can see or prevent as far as injury. But it was all for the story, and I thought they did a great job working together. They had it pretty well docked with actors too.
Yeah, there was no shortage. This wasn't like a cash-in night where they're like, "Oh, we'll just put 5 actors in the house and have them wail on each other with bats and fake guns and stuff." No, there was a lot of actors, and maybe there was less than we thought, which is fine. But the ones that were in there were working all those corners, and they gave enough time for them to get back into positions for the next group. They weren't trying to rush people through. That was nice.
Yeah. I'd say 95 for the actors. I thought they did great. For MVP, I'd say the guy that was in the garden who was leading us there. We spent a good amount of time of our haunt walkthrough with him in the garden, and I thought he did great. Didn't break character. Everything was on point, and there was still the surprise ending, and you were still just having a great time watching it all play out.
It is really hard to keep in character when you just died in the previous run, and then just to have the same people come through and be like, "You're still here? We thought we told you to get the hell out of here." And he stuck with that.
Yeah.
So Jenna, was that your MVA then? The guy in the garden?
Yep.
Did you give a score at all? I didn't quite catch that.
95.
95. Okay.
A 25 for scares, really?
25
for actors,
Jesus,
really,
Jenna.
Come on,
You're...
Jenna. They work really hard.
They did.
I know. They even scared Gage.
I like how we treat that as an accomplishment. Like,
that will always be an accomplishment.
So I guess the biggest thing we want to ask is,
was it fun, Jenna?
Was it?
Yes.
Gage, was it fun?
We went there twice. Come on, it was fun.
It was dog shit. I don't know why you would go. Yes, it was fun. Yeah, yes, I don't see any reason why not. For $10 and spring, it's worth a go too.
Like that's my thing. That's my thing though, right? Like, dude, like here's Green Bay Fear, the only local haunt in the area putting on these off-season haunted houses, which I wish there was more of them. And it's like, guys, get out there and support this stuff. This is fun. It's $10.
Next weekend.
It's $10. Like, dude, do you know how much it is? So let's say you go through twice, $20, right? Not that long of a wait, not crazy or anything. Dude, it's $35 for a breakout room, bro. You can't go to Dave & Buster's for under $100. Shut your mouth. Don't even try to tell me that you can
worth of fun.
Yeah, I don't want to hear it.
Not even.
Yeah, you can't.
Yeah.
I don't want to hear it. it's like I see what people spend $100 on, and I'm like, dude, for $20, you can go have a great time with your friends,
Go to
and it's
Applebee's
good,
before
clean
it.
fun.
After it, like it's a fun night's
Yeah.
run. Like
Yeah.
The ambiance with the fire.
Yeah, Jenna, it's got good ambiance.
Yeah, the
with the
fire. Wow, I
Yeah,
spent $10
wow,
to
Jenna.
buy
Thanks,
fire.
thanks for adding
Wow.
that, Jenna.
Yeah.
There was a nice trail.
You're-
Can we get her out
You're a
of the call,
very
Gage?
big
There
part
was
of
a
this
surprise
group.
snowball fight.
Wow, yeah.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
People watching this are like, those two guys are really mean to the women in their group. Oh my goodness.
You don't know him well enough.
So before we get into the end of the video, I want to remind you guys we have merch available. Link is in the description. Gage is going to remember to put it in the description.
I will.
Check us out on Instagram. We post some banger pictures once in a while, not too often, on Is It Scary Wisconsin, and of course TikTok, where Gage never posts Is It Scary _Wisconsin.
Make sure you follow before it gets banned.
Yeah, follow before it gets banned for literally doing nothing. And I enjoyed the haunt. I enjoy the Dead of events that Green Bay Fear does, and I hope they continue to expand on that. I heard tell of Revenge of the 80s.
In June or July?
Maybe Revenge of the 90s this time? I don't know.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Yeah, right. But I mean, you can only do that for so many years until you get a little bit uncharacteristic. But yeah.
I guess so. I guess
Yeah.
so.
But
But-
yeah, no.
But if you guys have attended an event at Green Bay Fear, we want to know your thoughts about them down in the comments. If you came to the Dead of Spring event, let us know your thoughts in the comments. Like the video if you guys enjoyed this sit-down discussion, breakdown, and review of haunted house events here in Wisconsin. And we're going to see each and every one of you right here next time. But Gage, we have to ask a really important question that the viewers, at the end of the day, they want to know.
Is it scary, Wisconsin?
You tell us your thoughts in the comments below, and we'll see you right here next time. Jenna, take us home.
Have a good night.